Hey, welcome back to the Akita Life. I'm Tony, and with me as always is Haga. And today I want to talk about, are Akitas dangerous? Akitas are one of those breeds that people think are a dangerous breed. Sometimes certain homeowners insurance won't cover you if you have one. Certain apartments won't rent to you if you have one. And there's a lot of misconceptions about this breed. With that said, I want to preface this with any dog can be dangerous. Dogs are incredible animals. They are usually extremely impressive athletes. They have strong bites, sharp teeth, and depending on the breed and how they were raised, can be very aggressive animals regardless of whether, they are in the typical dangerous breed or not. Another common breed that people think of as dangerous is pit bulls, German shepherds, things like that. Akitas are kind of treated the same way. So I want to dispel some myths and also talk about some truths. So with that said, remember that all dogs can potentially be dangerous, which is a reminder why you should just never walk up to a dog and start petting it. Always ask an owner of a dog if it's okay to pet their dog. And if you're unsure, ask them the best way to do that. They'll know what the best mode of action is. And obviously if someone says, and they're not really friendly, don't push it, just walk away. So Haga is a full-bred American Akita. So you would think that he has all of the typical American Akita traits, and I would say that he has most of them. However, he also has some things that are a little atypical to the breed from what you hear. In general, Akitas do have a really strong prey drive, which means that when they see an animal, their brain just kind of like goes into default mode and they just react. They're not thinking, they're just reacting. And which is why it's difficult to walk Akitas off leash. And because a lot of times they'll just run off and chase an animal and it's going to be hard to get that dog back, even if they're really well trained. Also, Akitas are known for kind of not liking a lot of people, being very guarded, being very aloof. They kind of only like their owners and that's it. They form a strong bond with their owners and they're really not into other people. That has not been my experience. Haga absolutely loves meeting new people. When we're going for a walk and he sees somebody, he's just like so excited to go meet them, to go say hi, and he'll just like lay right down on the ground, let them scratch him and pet him. He's super friendly with other people. So in terms of humans, I would say that Haga is not a dangerous dog. I can see some situations where he probably would defend us if someone was attacking us. He would be very like, what's going on, and probably be very aggressive. But just typically speaking, I would say no, he's not an aggressive dog. So what about other Akitas? Well, the interesting thing is this has also been my experience seeing other people's Akitas as well. They're very friendly dogs. They love to interact with people, and this is kind of off the narrative of what you usually hear about Akitas. When it comes to other dogs, it's very, very up and down with Haga in particular. So we worked very hard to socialize him from a young age. We brought our friends' dogs over the house. We went to other people's houses with dogs. We would take him on walks with other dogs. We would send him to daycare. As soon as he was fully vaccinated, we started sending him off to a day school so he could interact with other dogs. He still goes to day school once or twice a week. No issues. He gets along great with all the other dogs. He will go ride in the drool bus with the other dogs. It's a total non-issue. He loves being around them. But when we are out on a walk and he is leashed and he sees another dog, he can be very aggressive. Sometimes he'll jump, he'll snap, he'll even foam at the mouth. And it's really contextual. And I think the problem is he's kind of in like guard dog mode, right? He's on a leash, so he knows like I don't have full mobility. I can't do what I want to do. So that already kind of raises his attention level. And then of course he's with us and he sees like this other animal and he's like, I have to protect my owners from this other creature. So I think that's why he gets like that. But in general, like if you were to bring your dog over to our house, it wouldn't be an issue. He usually gets along great with other dogs. We've had our friends over that have 2 large huskies that they play great together, and we've hung out with them quite a bit, and it's been no issue. It really comes down to, I think, 2 things. One, how the genetics of the dog, right? Like if you've been breeding dogs together that both are very aggressive, like the male and female, and they have puppies, like those puppies are probably going to be aggressive. But a lot of breeders do breed for temperament, which again is why it's so important to look for a reputable breeder. I don't want to, dissuade anybody from going to a rescue and rescuing a dog, whether it's an Akita or not. I think that's a great thing to do. But it's something to keep in mind, like if you are going to pay money for a purebred Akita, like don't go to a backyard breeder, right? Go to a reputable breeder and get a dog that's been bred for temperament. And that's the thing, like Haga's father, Buster, was known as a very friendly dog. His uncle Heston was a very friendly dog. So the lineage is great. But then also you're going to have to work very hard to socialize your Akita as much as possible, because you don't want to end up in a situation where it's just absolutely miserable for you to be around other animals, because then you're kind of the jerk, and your dog's just not going to have as good of a life, right? It's hard to give them a quality life if they can't have any friends or interact with other dogs. So we're still working on how he interacts with dogs when he's on leash, but as far as people go, I think we did a really good job of getting a lot of people over here, exposing him to different people, and he's just a big love bug, and he's not dangerous at all. You can come up to this dog, stick your hand in his mouth, you can touch him anywhere, he doesn't mind. He's just a very chill, friendly dog. So are Akitas dangerous? I would say, generally speaking, no more so than any other dog. It really just depends on how they were bred and how they were raised. So if you're thinking about getting an Akita, really do your homework on where you're getting it from, the quality of the dog that you're getting, and make sure that temperament is something that the breeder you're buying from is something that they took into consideration in their breeding program. Because if you have just a naturally very aggressive dog, Akita or otherwise, there's only so much that training can do. Training is super time intensive, super expensive. It's not just like, oh, I sent my dog off to a training school for 3 days or a week even, and now they're good to go. It's a constant process. So make sure you do your homework. But at the end of the day, a good quality bred Akita with good training is no more or less dangerous than any other dog. So hopefully that answers your question if Akitas are dangerous or not. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. I'm going to be putting out more content all about Akitas. And if you're into Akitas, thinking about getting one, or you already have one and you just love talking about Akitas, this YouTube channel is for you. Thank you so much for watching.